Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT News at 5.
It is a bitterly cold night ahead of us across central and eastern Kentucky. I'm Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey, tracking the potential for record lows and snow showers.
With wet roads and dropping temperatures, driving tonight could be treacherous. We're live tracking conditions for you in Lexington.
I was absolutely terrified. I've never been in an accident like this. It's true, your life kind of flashes before your eyes.
We're hearing about close calls from drivers who ran off slick roads.
WKYT News at 5 starts now. Good afternoon to you. It is still fall, but you cannot tell it by the weather.
No, you can't. An early winter blast putting down snow across the area today. As a matter of fact, on this end of Lexington, quite a bit of snow, and over there at Garden Springs Elementary, quite a bit of snow there too. But another big concern, especially overnight, the temperatures. Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey's here to tell us just how cold it will go on this WKYT First Alert Severe Weather Day. Chris?
Yeah, you know, guys, you got to go back to the late part of November of 1976 to find another day that is as cold as the one that is currently in progress and the one coming tomorrow. So you're talking about the late 70s. That 76, 77 winter, by the way, locally was legendary for how cold and snowy it became. Right now in Lexington, snow, and it is coming down here on the east side of town. Visibilities are way down. As you were hearing Officer Don a little bit ago, a lot of accidents now being reported throughout the city. Slow down, take it easy. It's often these little bouts of snow showers right at the evening commute that causes a big problem. 70 or 7-degree wind chill now. 21 degrees for the current temperature in Lexington. These are Arctic snow showers that are out there because they're very dry in nature. So unlike the predecessors we had early this morning that were wet snowflakes, not a whole lot of moisture in the atmosphere for these snow showers to ring out. So they fluff up a lot more. That's why you see them really flying by very quickly, because they're a lighter brand of snowflakes being pushed around by the wind. Now, the lighter the snowflake, the less moisture, the less it's going to be picked up by Doppler radars. Thankfully, we have Live First Alert Defender right here, the Kentucky's most powerful live Doppler radar at home to pick up on those little bands of light snows into central Kentucky, getting into southern and eastern Kentucky over the next few hours. Normally, as is in the case, you get these northwesterly winds that bump up against the mountains, and that will really cause additional snow showers to go up. And look at the forecast, guys. Tomorrow morning, we're close to 10 degrees. That would be a record-setting low in Lexington. Highs tomorrow, low 20s, so it gets colder than what we're seeing out there now. It's hard to believe.
All right, something to think about. Thank you, Chris. Well, with the snow and the cold weather out there, with your driving out there, it's not only a slick situation with the roads, but also a visibility question.
Absolutely, and dozens of crashes have been reported since this morning in Lexington. The combination of those wet roads and the temperatures could add to that total come tonight. WKYT's Jordan Valines is live for us along Manowar in Hamburg, where she talked to drivers about all these road conditions. Jordan?
Amber, that's right. Well, as you guys can probably see, the snow here is still falling, and I'll tell you what, it has made for an absolute mess today for drivers on roadways. I just spoke with Lexington Police just a few minutes ago. They told me that since 6 o'clock this morning, they've received 37 reports of non-injury accidents and 6 reports of injury accidents, and most of those are believed to be weather-related. The injury accidents, 2 of them at least, happened on Winchester Road and Southview Drive. Thankfully, no one has suffered life-threatening injuries in those crashes. Now, when the snow began falling early this morning, police say the interstate caused the most problems for drivers, but throughout the day, those problems started popping up on roadways all over town. This afternoon, we talked to drivers around town about what they experienced on the roadways today.
It's been really crazy, kind of.
Yeah.
Roads have been slick, and we've seen a lot of cars, you know, in the ditch.
I think the roads are pretty fine. They're not slippery at all, just wet.
Yeah.
Just be careful.
Now, Lexington Police do have extra traffic officers out who will help manage those accidents. Live in Lexington, Jordan Valines, WKYT.
And of course, Lexington Police say that the majority of today's accidents were reported in the early morning hours.
Today's snowfall is the first wintry test of the season for many drivers. Dozens of accidents were reported in Scott County, where a little more snow fell than in other places. Our Mark Barber talks to one of the drivers who ended up slipping and sliding on some very slick roads.
Scott County dispatchers say since the snow started falling this morning, the slippery roads have caused dozens of accidents.
It was treacherous this morning.
Brian Eifler says the snow is too much too soon.
It's just November. This isn't supposed to happen yet.
He tells us he was driving to Frankfort on I-64 this morning when he lost control of his car.
It didn't seem that bad when I left. It was just kind of sprinkling, and you know, I don't know. I guess it started mixing with sleet, and it just became instantly frozen on the roads.
Eifler says at the Fayette-Scott County line, he hit a slick patch, slid off the interstate, crossed the median, and ended up facing oncoming traffic. He tells us he dodged the traffic by turning his car back into the median.
You know, right after my accident, I saw 4 other cars slide off right around me.
Over on I-75 near exit 129, an ambulance crew was rushed to the hospital after their emergency vehicle flipped several times on the slippery roads. Eifler says the interstate was so slick, there wasn't anything he could do to keep his car on the road.
I was absolutely terrified. I've never been in an accident like this. It's true, your life kind of flashes before your eyes.
Eifler says it was a very close call. He believes he is still alive because he left early for work, so there weren't as many cars on the road. In Scott County, Mark Barber, WKYT.
And wet roads may have played a role in a school bus crash. Police say the bus collided with the car about 7:30 this morning on Highway 15 in Breathitt County. 42 students went to the hospital in Jackson for evaluation. Officials say that one child suffered minor head injuries after hitting the seat in front of him.
One store wasn't quite ready for this snow so soon. Managers at the Home Depot on Harrisburg Road tell us they don't have any snow shovels. They say they don't usually stock them this early in the season, but they expect to have some arrive any day now. They tell us that they have some salt in stock, but a lot sold in the last day or so. Well, this snow arrived on the first day of National Winter Weather Preparedness.
And we will be bringing you important weather stories this week ahead of Chris's winter weather forecast on Thursday. Mike Linden, though, is talking to school and city officials about what they learned from last year's brutal winter and how it helped them today.
Thankfully, road departments started preparing for snow months ago. After a historic winter last year, most road crews started to stockpile road salt early.
Last year, salt got scarce because we had such a widespread winter, snow everywhere, and it got a little bit scary a few times. We ran low, but we never did run out, so we did okay.
Behind me is about 2,000 tons of salt that arrived in Scott County in June to be prepared for upcoming winter weather. With most of Kentucky covered in snow last winter, regional school districts far surpassed the amount of allotted snow days. Some schools stayed in session until June to make up for lost time. This year, the Kentucky Department of Education is launching a program in 13 counties, enabling students to take classes online from home.
We have a program called Blackboard, which is our learning management system, and teachers can post their work on that. They can do distance learning, virtual learning, whatever you want to call that, and students can do their lessons.
According to John Bobel from Fayette County Emergency Management, preparation is key in order to stay safe this winter.
We can't stress enough that everybody should have a NOAA weather radio for severe weather alerts, especially this time of year when you can even have a severe thunderstorm warning still, or blizzard or high wind warnings. It's important to know what's going on.
Mike Linden, WKYT.
Now, Chris, Micah, Jim, and Mike will hold a winter weather class on Friday. You can see it on WKYT.com from 1:15 to 2 p.m.
Firefighters rushed to a Lexington school this afternoon after a building caught fire. This viewer picture shows the flames that burned a concession stand at Bryan Station High School. There's that picture. It happened about 3:15. WKYT's Jerica Insco shows us the damage.
Just as Bryan Station High School was dismissing school is when the principal says they noticed smoke and then the building was fully engulfed minutes later. That building that caught on fire houses the high school softball team's concession stand and press box. Fire officials tell us the top portion of the building, which is the press box area, is destroyed. For now, Principal Mike Henderson tells us that the softball team's equipment is mainly stored below, like their jerseys, bats, and mowing equipment. I did see the softball coach on scene, and she was pretty emotional while looking at the burned building. Now, that coach told us that students reported this fire that is now under investigation. For now, school officials are waiting to assess the damage.
It appears that most of the damage is to the press box, which is on top of that building. I think we're going to
come out all right on whatever was in the bottom, equipment and so forth.
As for what started the fire, officials don't know, but there is a fire investigator on scene, which is typical protocol. In Lexington, Jerica Ensko, WKYT.
And the principal tells us the gates to these fields and buildings were locked and they have no security cameras in that area.
A stabbing today at Hazard Community and Technical College sent a teenager to the hospital and also injured another teenager and a faculty member. Jennifer Palumbo is at the live desk with new information about how it all happened. Jennifer?
Sam, Hazard police say just before noon today, a 17-year-old and 18-year-old man started fighting over a girl. Police say the 17-year-old then pulled out a box cutter and cut the 18-year-old just under the eye. It happened in a hallway of the First Federal Center. Witnesses say a faculty member who was trying to break up the fight was also cut.
Serious injuries really involved in this. Of course, we are concerned that that did take place at the school.
The 17-year-old suspect was also hurt. He went to the hospital to get stitches. Police then took him into custody after doctors treated him for his minor injuries. Police have not yet released any names. The suspect is expected to face first-degree assault charges. At the live desk, Jennifer Palumbo, WKYT.
A representative from the college told us they did not want to comment at this time, calling it a police matter.
The basketball Wildcats gearing up for a big game tomorrow in Indianapolis. Coach Cal talking about the matchup ahead. And when you kiss someone, you're exchanging more than affection. The findings that might gross you out. That's in Better Living.
I think Mother Nature is doing more than giving us a big old kiss right now. We're getting in on some ugly stuff from Old Man Winter. Still snowing on the east side of Lexington. Talk about that and the possibility of record cold up next.
WKYT online at WKYT.com. Join the conversation on Twitter and become a part of the WKYT Facebook family.
The parents of a murdered American aid worker talked about their son's death today. ISIS released a video showing the beheading of Peter Kasich on Sunday. The group captured the Indiana native and former Army Ranger while he distributed relief supplies in Syria. His parents say they're proud of him and will remember him as a humanitarian.
Please pray for Abdul Rahman, or Pete, if that's how you know him, at sunset this evening. Pray also for all people in Syria, in Iraq, and around the world that are held against their will. And lastly, please allow our small family the time and privacy to mourn, cry, and yes, forgive, and begin to heal. Thank you very much.
ISIS says Kasich's death is in retaliation for U.S. airstrikes. The military has carried out more than 30 since Friday. The Pope has confirmed he will visit America. Pope Francis will come to Philadelphia next September for the World Meeting of Families. He's also expected to visit New York and Washington, but the Vatican hasn't confirmed those legs of the trip. This will be the first papal visit to the U.S. in 8 years. Tomorrow night, the Wildcats will take the court in Indianapolis for the Champions Classic.
And before they do, the UK Hoops team has a big goal to accomplish. Our Rob Bromley's live at Rupp Arena now with our Big Blue coverage. Hi, Rob.
Hello, Sam and Amber. Big night here in Rupp Arena. The UK Hoops team takes on Baylor. They are hoping to pack the house. And then tomorrow night, John Calipari takes his team up to Indianapolis, and it will be by far the stiffest test of the young season yet. The #1 Wildcats take on 5th-ranked Kansas. Now, Sunday afternoon on this court here in Rupp, the Cats trailed Buffalo at half, then came back strong in the second half to win 71-52. Cal used the word disconnected today, saying his players didn't create good shots for each other in the first half.
I don't know if it's flat in that we were a little disconnected. We're going to work on that today. There were some things that I think we can do to get them to better understand things, especially offensively. The energy thing, that's on them. And it's not like they didn't come to play. It's that the other team came like a pack of hungry dogs. Well, then you can't just say, well, this is good enough. And we're learning that.
So the Cats meet up with #5 Kansas Tuesday night in Indy. State Farm Champions Classic tip-off will be late, 9 o'clock on ESPN. And tonight, right here in Rupp Arena, the UK women in Baylor, they will tip it off at 7. The game is televised by ESPN2. And coming up in just a little bit in sports, we will hear from Matthew Mitchell and hear what he thinks his team needs to do against Baylor, the number 8 team in the nation. They're hoping to pack the house here. Weather could hurt them. It's a tough night. It was a tough night down in Texas 1 year ago when they played in AT&T Stadium. Sam and Amber, Rob Bromley from here in Rupp, back to you.
Thank you, Rob. The Cats defeated Baylor in a 4-overtime game last December in AT&T Stadium. An early blast of winter putting down snow across the area. We'll show you conditions in Franklin and Lincoln counties. That's on WKYT News at 5:30.
It is time now for Better Living, health, education, and consumer news that impacts your life. Chances are, if you are a working parent, your child spends quite a bit of time at the daycare throughout the week. A new study finds child care centers can host a high level of dangerous, flame-retardant chemicals. Researchers looked at dust and air quality in 40 centers in California. Every sample had chemicals in it. The levels were similar to a previous study that looked at homes. The chemicals come from foam inside couches, furniture, and children's products. When you kiss your significant other, you're probably not thinking about germs, but when your lips lock, you are sharing more than just feelings. Alfonso Van Mars shows us what you're exchanging when you show your affection.
Simon Van Lehoven and Floor Schlibis have been together for almost 20 years and say their relationship still has sizzle. Is he a good kisser?
Yes, he is.
The couple is testing a kissometer at the Micropia Museum, which shows visitors the science behind a kiss. In a new study, Dutch scientists looked at 21 couples and measured how many microbes were exchanged when they locked lips.
In a single kiss of a period of 10 seconds, 80 million bacteria are transferred on average from one person to the other one.
Scientists took samples from the mouths of couples before and after they kissed. One partner drank yogurt that contained bacteria not usually found in the mouth.
By doing that, we could make an estimate of how many bacteria were transferred from one person to the other.
The kissing research comes out of this museum in Amsterdam that puts germs up on display so people can see what's going on inside their bodies.
I wanted to show them that they were part of nature, that nature was in them.
Scientists say the mouth is home to 700 different kinds of bacteria, and that the more couples kiss, the more similar their saliva becomes. You did it in the name of science. Yes. Simon and Floor say they won't let germs get in the way of their love life. Alfonso Van Marsh, CBS News, Amsterdam.
For more health, education, and consumer news, just go to WKYT.com and click on Better Living. Now, here's what's coming up for you at 5:30.